Good day everyone, this is Group 2 and we will talk about special populations. So what is special populations? Special populations as defined by Perkins v. are individuals with disabilities, individuals from economically disadvantaged families including low-income youth and adults, individuals preparing for non-traditional fields, single parents including single pregnant women, out of workforce individuals, homeless individuals, youth who are in or have aged out of the foster care system, youth with a parent who is a member of the armed force and is on active duty, individuals with other barriers to educational achievement including individuals with limited English proficiency. Yet today, we'll be focusing more on people with disabilities. According to the World Health Organization, health professionals play a central and critical role in improving access and quality health care for the population. They provide essential services that promote health, prevent diseases, and deliver healthcare services to individuals, families, and communities based on the primary healthcare approach. Medical technologists as educators' role in assessment. The goal of the teaching process is to promote modifications that support the recovery of clients. Assessment is the first step in establishing the needs of clients and effectiveness of their coping mechanism. It also helps determine the extent and duration of their disability. The medical technologist educator must determine the extent of clients' knowledge, the type of new information that will affect their behavior, and readiness to learn. The medical technologist's role is to provide care and expertise in a variety of settings. The goal of this program is to assist persons with developmental orders in achieving optimal functioning, and the family of the client must also learn from the beginning what they are must to do. It is the right thing to do for them to take an active part in learning about self-care activities. What is disability? A disability is a condition of the body or mind that makes it more difficult for the person with the condition to do certain activities and interact with the world around them. Two types of disabilities, mental and physical. Mental disorders are health conditions involving changes in emotion, thinking, or behavior. Mental illnesses are associated with distress and or problems functioning in social work or family activities. There are many different conditions that are recognized as mental illnesses. The more common types include anxiety disorders, which are people with anxiety disorders respond to certain objects or situations with fear and dread, as well as with physical signs of anxiety or panic such as rapid heartbeat and sweating. Anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and specific phobias. Mood disorders, these are disorders also called affective disorders, include persistent feelings of sadness or periods of feeling overly happy or fluctuations from extreme happiness to extreme sadness. These common mood disorders are depression, bipolar disorder, and cyclothymic disorder. Psychotic disorders. Psychotic disorders involve distorted awareness and thinking. Two of the most common symptoms of psychotic disorders are hallucinations and delusions. Hallucinations are the experience of images or sounds that are not real, such as hearing voices. Delusions, which are false, fixed beliefs that the ill person accepts as true, despite the evidence to the contrary. Next is eating disorders. Eating disorders involve extreme emotions, attitudes, and behaviors involving weight and food. Anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder are the most common eating disorders. Impulse control and addiction disorder. These are people who are unable to resist urges or impulses to perform acts that could be harmful to themselves or to others. Pyromania, kleptomania, and compulsive gambling are examples of impulsive control disorders. Alcohol and drugs are common objects of addiction. Often, people with this disorder become so involved with the objects of their addiction that they begin to ignore responsibilities and relationships. Personality disorders are people who have extreme and inflexible personality traits that are distressing to the person and/or causes problems in work, school, or social relationships. In addition, the person's pattern of thinking and behavior significantly differ from expectations of society and are so rigid that they interfere with a person's normal functioning. Obsessive-compulsive disorder are people with, they are plagued by constant thoughts or fears that cause them to perform certain rituals or routines. The disturbing thoughts are called obsessions, and the rituals are called compulsions. An example is a person with unreasonable fear of germs who constantly washes their hands. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a condition that can develop following a traumatic and/or terrifying event, such as sexual or physical assault, the unexpected death of a loved one, or a natural disaster. People with post-traumatic stress disorder often have lasting and frightening thoughts and memories of the event and tend to be emotionally numb. Another type of disability is the physical disability. It is a physical condition that affects a person's mobility, physical capacity, stamina, or dexterity. This can include brain or spinal cord injuries, multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy, respiratory disorders, epilepsy, hearing and visual impairment, and more. The causes of physical disabilities are also varied. They usually fall into two categories, which is heredity and acquired. Heredity is wherein a person has been born with a physical disability or developed one due to inherited genetic problems, has suffered an injury at birth, or has issues with their muscles. Acquired is a physical disability that could be due to an accident, infection, or disease, or as side effect of a medical condition. So, let's sum it up. Mental disorders are those that affect the mind, while the physical disorder are those that affect the bone and muscles. For the purpose of simplifying this topic, the medical technologist has been asked to identify the various types of disabilities that she or he could encounter in him or practice. This section also includes strategies that could be used to meet the needs of a particular learner.
classes since I was 5 years old. I love Alliance. They work very hard to ensure that I will live an independent and productive life. I graduated from Holly Springs High School on time. I was chosen for many internship opportunities in the North Carolina state government, but I am much excited about me starting my own business as a public speaker. My success story is one of so many across North Carolina. Visit carefornc.org to learn more.
What was happening just before you came to the hospital?
Well, what started it was I was just watching the night news program, trying to maintain and cope, when my mother came in and just started yelling and screaming at me. And so I just yelled and screamed back, and she said I was crazy. And so I just called the mental health center about 5 times one night. And then I got $25 from my brother, drove about 80 miles on it, got my watch fixed, went to a couple of health food stores and had a drink. All this is in Martinsville. And rode my bicycle 20 miles and went to the drugstore 6 times and just did one thing at a time. You know, I was just trying to get my life back together, but I guess I was doing it too fast for some people. But I know exactly what I do. I know when I make right and left-hand turns, and I can count to 10. When I get to 11, it's 2, because we cross out zeros in base 10 in the Arabic system, and I guess it's the basis of numerology or something. But when I get fast, the world gets slow. And when I get slow, the world gets fast. And when I'm in the middle, everything seems to be going okay, and I'm stable. If there's, well, you know, it's kind of like the princess and the pea, you know? I'm just a really sensitive person. I had this white German Shepherd one time. I got him from my 8th grade civics teacher, and I was talking to my older brother on the phone the other day, and he said, "Well, Rich, how you doing?" And I said, "Well, you know, I've got something wrong with my liver. I might have hepatitis, but that's the fucking break." So, you know, there was a movie, Missouri Breaks, and I don't know why everybody calls me Hollywood, but one time we were doing art therapy, and this lady told me that I wasn't doing the art assignment right. And I do art my own way, and mine was one of the best in the class, really, come to think of it. Oh, God, my hair. I got so mad. I just took out the scissors and cut it off recently. I just don't know what to do. But I got around to see my mother and my ex-girlfriend, Annie Oakley, existential Marie Stokely. Saw her over Christmas at Poplar Bluff, and boy, did it rain. Ann loves me. You'll see no other lady finer than her, really. Really. Oh, gosh, I'm just getting carried away. This is so hot. Here, let me take off my shoes. My nice Dexter shoes. You know, Dexter, Missouri is on Courage Riv down by Poplar Bluff. It's on the 90th longitudinal. And 2 rivers over, you have the Mississippi floodplain. But I'm from Oz, or the Ozarks, and our people down there, lo and behold, are the Raiders. Did you see that movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark? Well, oh, if I could just get this thing off. Oh, I almost felt that. You know, there are 3 people on this ward from Missouri. There's 2 from St. Louis and 1 from Poplar Bluff. And PB is the atomic symbol for lead on the elemental chart. And our water has this rust-colored water in it. And lead is some kind of thing for, you know, these dense elements. But I got this at the OH, the Opportunity House. We went down there in group, and this lady came out with a shirt and said, how would you like this? You know, this is something you might like for 50 cents. And, well, I'll take it off now.
Okay.
Oh, this is fun. Well, here's what we wear in the hospital. It's my surgeon's gown. Ta-da! It's so nice and yellow. It reminds me of Baba Ram Dass or those Tao people, you know. Hare, hare, om, om, om. You know, Om backwards is the abbreviation for Missouri. And the Omni, this bar in town, is O-M-N-I, and backwards I-N. And when I came to Indiana in '76, they dropped the D off the I-N. So Omni backwards is I-N-M-O, in Mo, the 2 states of the universe. Oh, do you believe me? I wish I had my A to Z astrological delineator and encyclopedia, because since I've been in Indiana, I've done 300 or 400 natal birth charts for people. I remember one of my favorite classes at IU was Chinese and Japanese appreciation. This little lady, Kathy, and I taught them how to do lotus positions, you know, and we studied Zen with meditation. And I was always looking at this yellow. Well, let me take some of these clothes off my pants here.
Do you have something on under them?
Well, let's see. Whoops. Oh, it's my surgeon's pants. Ta-da! Oh, let me get these off now. Be here now. Remember, be here now. Oh, I've got even more on under these. Let me show you my street clothes for the day. You know, I used to think I had a pretty nice body, but I don't know. But I've got my leg warmers. Aren't these nice? And not only are they leg warmers, they're also knee pads. Ta-da! Well, do you have any more questions for me?